Hi and welcome to my video on how to create Google Forms with the new Google app. As many of you know, Google's always changing their apps, and one day you'll just go into your app and you'll see a message that says, please try the new Google Form, Google Docs. And of course, this past weekend I checked on try the new Google Forms, and lo and behold, my Google Form icon turned from green to purple. So I'm going to show you how to navigate through the new Google Forms, and this video is going to be specific for guidance counselors. And just want to show guidance counselors a quick and easy form to create logs so that you can electronically keep logs in the students you see. Gone are the days of using paper and pencil. It's so much better if you just do it electronically. You can record so many statistics. And I'm going to begin. As you can see, I'm at google.com, the homepage of Google, and I'm already logged in. And you can tell that because my name's here. And here's the Google Apps icon here, and all the Google apps come up. And the one I want to click on is Google Drive so that I can get into Google Forms. And as you know, once you're in Google Drive, I want to create a new type of file, and I'm going to go to Google Forms. And as you can see, the Google Forms and the Google Sheets no longer look very similar. The new Google Forms is purple. Once you click on that, you'll see the default color to go into Google Forms is purple. But you can change that, and I'll show you how to do that. Just as with the old Google Forms, you can easily go to the left side and create the title for your form. So because I'm doing this for counselors, I'm going to type counselor daily log, because that's what I am creating for this form, and to make guidance counselors' life a little bit easier. And once I'm done, I click on it, and as you can see, it simultaneously places it here. There's some things on top that are different. It's empty, like what happened to everything here? But they've made it simpler, and it's much more intuitive. You just click on stuff and you get what you want. And as usual, you hover over things. It says color palette. So, even just by looking at it, if you click on that, you're going to be changing the color to background. So if I click on color palette, I can make it red, I can make it blue. And as you know, if you're very familiar with Google, that this always means image. So I could, place an image there. Down here, I can upload or things from my computer, from my albums. I can also go, since I'm working with students, I can do something for kids. And I could put some angels in there, and I click on select, and you'll know, as you know, boom, the whole background changes, and you can see there goes my new background from my counselor log. Nice, and the counselors sprinkling their little fairy dust. Here, if I want to preview at any time my form, it's not done, but there you go, that's what it'll look like. And if you go right up here, a pencil, as always, means to edit. So if I click on that, I'm going to go back to editing the form. Here are settings. I can show that a little bit later. And send as usual means you can send it, make the form live on the internet, and also share it with others to collaborate or to share it so they can complete the form. If I'm going to be using this as a log, what things am I going to want to collect? The one thing, if I was doing a log, I'm going to write down the date. So I'm going to place the date. This question is going to be the form of a date, and I'm going to put the title of that question is going to be date. Now, if you're very familiar with Google Forms, you know in the old version, like, where's my add item? Clicking here, there's nothing. If you notice, there's a whole toolbar now here on the side, and if you hover over everything, it just tells you what it is. It's very intuitive. Add a question, add title, add an image. So you can add an image right into this area right here. You can add a video, and you can also add a section like a page break. So if you have long forms, you can go on to another section so they don't seem so arduous. Down here now you have duplicate, which you could duplicate the question. You can delete your question, which used to be in a different spot in the old form. And here you can make the question required or not required. So this, you see it's dark and mean is required. I'm not going to do that for this because I want to be very flexible. I'm going to duplicate this because sometimes I know I'm going to have my next questions be very similar. This one, just for the video purposes, I may not do this as a counselor, but you can also put the time in there. And then I'm just going to make this question. It'll do the time for me. And I'm going to type my question title as time. And I'm done with that question. And now I want to add a new question. Click that add button, and then my next question comes up. My next one, what am I'm seeing students, and I'm doing a log to see how many students I see a day. So my question is going to be, I need to know what the student's last name is. And because this is going to be a short answer, I just want to put what the student's name is, and I'm just going to want a short text box here. Now, I'm going to want the student's first name. The reason why I create two separate questions is because I'm going to want to sort by last name. I'm going to want that first so that I have the student's last name. And I could have just deleted, and I was talking. I'm going to put first name, but I could have left name there. And I duplicated that because that's exactly, I want the same exact question. And then I can add another question. What else do I want to do? This one I'll probably keep as a multiple choice question. I want to know the grade level. And since I work at a high school, I'm going to have my options be grade, sort of 9th grader, and you just click down right underneath, sort of 10th grader. Let me go back up. Sometimes it gets a little funky. I'm having a hard time typing my text in. Let me get out of it again. Grade 9, add the next option. Grade 10, add the next option. Grade 11, add the next option. Grade 12. And now I'm done. And I can add my next question. Now I want to see how this is doing because it's really a good idea to check your work. So I'll go to preview and I can check how my work's coming along. Look, you can easily, you'll be able to type in the date here, the time, the student's first name, last name, first name. Then I can check which box I want for the grade level, and it'll let me choose one, which is very nice. Still not done yet. So I have all that information, and you can sort by this. I could sort by the date, how many students I saw in a day, by the student's last name, how many times I saw that student. So if I sort by last name, every time I saw that Smith would appear. The grade level, I can then get statistics on, which grade level came to see me the most often. Another question now, like the reason for the visit. Why did the student come see me? So I'll put the reason for the visit, as the title of my question. I gotta be careful, I'm typing a little bit hard in here. It'll be a little bit hard in the hearing. And I'll do a multiple choice for that. And I could have my first reason would be academic. The student came to see me because maybe they weren't doing well in their classes. Okay, the next one, they came to see me because it was a personal. Students having some issues with friends or at home. There was a discipline issue, and I came to talk to them about a discipline issue, or a peer issue. I could put peer issue. And you could put any reasons. For any reasons that you want to gather information, you can place there. I'm done with that question, so when I'm done, just hit the next question. And I'm going to keep this short and simple, and I'd like to have a little bit of notes. If I had enough time and I want to write some extensive notes, maybe I could put paragraph here, and I'll say, I could put maybe some notes. Maybe I called the student's parent. I sent an email to the teacher about the student's grades. Put a variety of things here. So my form is basically done, and now what I need to do, I'm going to send it and make it live. And click on send here. And I don't want to submit only one response. I want to be able to submit more than one response. If I'm keeping this as an active form and it's daily and it's interactive and it's constant, I don't want to do that. Of course, I can send, as with all forms, you can send them via email. Just right underneath, put the email address of the person you're going to send it to. Put the subject, the message to that person about the form. Get a link. You can keep a quick link somewhere. You can shorten it. Keep it on your desktop, and you have a short link. You can send it as Google+, send it to Facebook. So you can do other forms. This is a form that would be just for personal use for a counselor, but there's so many other things you can do with forms that you can do all these things with it. And now I'm basically done. My form, send, I'm not going to email it. I'm just going to create send link. And it's basically done. My form is done. Now, how could I could answer this on my own just to test it out. I'm going to click on preview, and I'm going to type in the date. Today is 01/17, and the time is, oh boy, it's 9 o'clock already. 9 o'clock at night, p.m. 9:03. And the reason I want to make a query because in case I don't feel like, not doing that. So we'll say Jane Doe came to see me. Jane. Student was a freshman. The student had an academic issue called student's parent about grades. And I could just submit. I just picked that as my quick little form. So click submit. Now I can click, now I would open that right back up again because I would keep this open and keep submitting right away so that I can keep getting information about my students. You can tailor this to whatever your needs are, but I would keep this constantly open, just maybe a bookmark somewhere or bookmark it so that I can easily go to it, and then as a student comes in, I have an electronic log there. I'm going to go back and edit this because now you can see your responses. So if you remember, there was all these things about looking at responses in the old Google Forms. Here, just click on responses, and I'm going to get the student's name, the grade level. So right now I only have one. Reason for visit, the notes. Here's my notes. Call student's parent about grades. You then can create to Google Sheet. So I'm going to create a new spreadsheet since that's my first response. And it'll come up. There it goes. There it is, Jane Doe. So, and now you're writing Google Sheets. And I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to submit another response quick so that you can see. I'm going to leave the date and time out. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to put Doe John, and he's in grade 10. He came to see me because he had a personal issue, and student was feeling sad. And click submit. So there goes my response being recorded again. I'm going to go back to my original document. I'm going to go back to submit another response. My edit icon will come back up. Let me look at my responses. Now I have 2 students. See the bar? Now I know I had 1 student grade 9, 10, different reasons for the visits, and these bars will change as you have more. So now I want to get the responses. I want to get my Google Sheet again, and look, there we go. Both of them are in there. So this is a basic overview of Google Forms. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. You can certainly ask me any questions. You can, send me a note, list some comments, and I can answer them. Enjoy your evening.